What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital. We're here with Ralph Rushton, President, CEO, and Director of Aftermath Silver. How are you doing today, Ralph?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. It's nice to have you on the channel. It's been a while since we gave our viewers an update on Aftermath Silver, and this is, in fact, your first time here at Departures Capital on our channel. So can you start by giving our viewers some information about, your background and how you got started at the company?
Yeah, I'm a geologist by training. I've been in the business far too long, going way back into the dim and distant 1980s. Started off in mining, gold mining in South Africa, and then was into exploration throughout the Middle East in the 1990s. Moved to Vancouver in about 2003, and since then I've been working the junior sector, taking on a bit of a jack of all trades role: investor relations, corporate development, communications, some geology. So yeah, a little bit of everything. And about 2 years ago, I was approached by my colleague Mike Williams. 2 years? Yeah, 2 years ago, to join Aftermath. He had begun to pick up silver projects in Chile, and the objective was to try and put together a silver-focused junior with projects that were more advanced than grassroots exploration. So the idea being that we could move them to sort of engineering phase fairly quickly. So that was a couple of years ago. We acquired Cachinal and Chayacoyo in Chile, and then about 18 months ago, we acquired the Benzinga project in Peru, which is a silver copper manganese project.
Very interesting. So can you give us an update for Aftermath Silver now and how things are progressing as we look to wrap up this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're focused on, I'd say we're focused on three things at the moment. One is permitting. Permitting in Latin America is becoming increasingly complex. So we're looking to permit our drill programs at Benzinga and Chayacoyo. We're advancing through that process. It's been slow. It's also been slowed down by COVID, because a lot of the technical government people weren't willing or able to visit projects during that time. So some of the inspections that have to be done prior to permitting were interrupted or delayed. We're also, in Chile in particular, water is a big issue. So we're looking at potential water supplies for our Cachinal and Chayacoyo projects. Looking at existing sources. We have some water supply permitted at Chayacoyo, and looking to expand those sources down the road so that we can sort of package them up into a coherent potential mining project. And thirdly, obviously, we're now starting to get back on the road. We're able to do more marketing. Things are easing up slightly, so we do have some conferences planned coming up. We're going to be at the New Orleans conference. We're going to be at the one-to-one institutional investors conference in London. So that's starting to open up for us, so we can get out and talk a little bit more to investors.
Yeah, that should be exciting. So now let's talk a little bit about your drill program, permitting program. Can you give us any updates on that, and what we should expect over the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, well, in Chile, we have a drill permit for the Chayacoyo project. However, we need an easement from the government to grant access to heavy equipment. So we're currently working on securing that easement for the project. In Peru, it's a little bit more complex. We've had water permits that we needed to sort out. Archaeological inspections have to be done of the site to make sure there's nothing that's culturally important there. We obviously have to have a social license in place, talking to the local communities and making sure that the local people are on side with what we're planning to do. We have a drill permit in place for the project. There are 1 or 2 pads that we want to shift, perhaps, so that would then have to be another application process to the government. So it's slow. We're getting there. It hasn't always been straightforward, as I say, because the inspectors were not able to get to site to do the work that they had to do. But yeah, we're making progress. We would hope that we'll be finished with the water permit application very shortly. And that is, I think, the last key piece of the puzzle for us at Benzinga, after which we'll be able to drill. Perfect.
So, what are the main catalysts in the near term that you feel will drive shareholder value for Aftermath Silver?
Obviously, drill results is a key one. People, retail investors in particular, like to see drill results. Perhaps some of the institutional investors are perhaps looking more to the engineering side of the projects and demonstrating they are viable open pit mining projects. But drill results in the short term, and then feeding into pre-feasibility or PA level engineering studies for both Chayakoyo and the Benzinga project. So advancing them a little bit quicker than if we were a grassroots exploration company.
Definitely. So what's the one thing you're most excited about when it comes to Aftermath Silver?
I think it's the time frame involved in the projects. I've already said it once or twice in this discussion, but being able to move the projects from where we are now with resources in the ground through to the engineering stages faster than if we were an early stage explorer. So we're potentially looking at maybe 2 to 4 year timeframes for the engineering completion versus if we were a grassroots explorer and we'd only just found them, you might be looking at sort of 7 to 10 years. So it's a shorter time frame. We would hope that will be able to get us to production quicker than we would otherwise have been able to.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to cover the story, and we have been for a while. So where's the best place for investors to find out more information about Aftermath Silver?
Yeah, well, the website, obviously, we're going to update the corporate presentation on that shortly. It's a little out of date at the moment. We want to update it to reflect what we've been doing on the permitting side of things. And also attending the conferences. We're looking forward to meeting people in New Orleans. We'll be probably attending Roundup if it goes ahead. We'll be there with some sort of representation. PAC and some of the other retail investment conferences out there. We'll be able to give people an opportunity to meet directly with myself or the chairman and talk about what we're up to. So and interviews such as this. It's a good format for investors to get updates.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Ralph. Best of luck with everything, and I look forward to having you and Mike back on.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Aaron.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.